What's going on, everybody? It's Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're doing another article review. We're going to be going through some interesting information here in this article, and we're going to be talking a little bit about where the real estate market is today and what I'm expecting to see as we go into summer months, right? The spring rush is kind of over. In fact, this year, there wasn't a whole lot of a spring rush, but we're moving into the summer months and we're going to see some big changes in the market. We already are. And man, I've got a lot of really good videos coming out with my thoughts on the market, what I think is going to happen. I'm going to walk you through what the best case scenario is, worst case scenario, what it means if you're a buyer, seller, or investor. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because I think you're going to want to stay up to date on those videos, and I think you'll find a lot of value with it. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in here and take a look at this news article that just came out not too long ago. So this says that the U.S. home prices have been accelerating for 4 straight months. Will it ever end? Home prices increased in 20 major cities across the U.S. have continued to accelerate for 4 straight months, even as homebuyers feel the bite from high mortgage interest rates. That's according to the latest report, which showed Tuesday all 20 cities included in the index saw double-digit price increases for the year that ended in March. Home prices in those cities climbed 21.2% year over year in March, even after February brought price increases of 20.3%. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind is that this is looking at data from March of this year, prior to the 12 months prior to that. So the market has shifted. We're now on June 8th as of today's filming. So the market has changed quite a bit, and we are already seeing that those price increases have kind of started to come down, at least in my market. We are seeing that, and I think across the nation we're seeing that as well. Some markets are getting hit more than others. It just kind of depends on where you're at. The cities with the highest price growth. For the first time in almost 3 years, the western city of Phoenix was surpassed as the city with the most rapid growth in housing prices, according to Craig Lazara. The new top city is in Florida, where the housing market continues to rage. In March, Tampa led all cities with a gain of 34.8%, with Phoenix 32% and Miami 32%, 32.4%, and Phoenix taking silver and bronze. That's the million-dollar question for would-be homebuyers wondering if they should bite the bullet now or wait it out. As housing experts and economists monitor the market, some warning of overvaluation and some seeing early signs of the market cooling due to pinch from rising mortgage rates shows price increases have yet to slow. Now, I don't think that's entirely true. We have seen those price increases start to slow. The problem with this report is that they're looking at data from 2 or 3 months ago. And really, look at this. If you actually closed on a home, right? Let's say you bought a home and you closed on it in March. Well, you wrote that offer in February or maybe even January. So that's almost 6 months ago that you were writing that offer, and the market was drastically different. Interest rates were still back at like the high 2% range, low 3% range in that time frame. Things have changed pretty drastically, and we are starting to see that information here. The problem with this report is that it shows increases have yet to slow. So again, you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt and make sure you're looking at the correct information to get a good sense of what's going on. As the Federal Reserve continues to battle inflation, rising interest rates have pushed mortgage rates higher. In high growth, high demand places like Utah, those rate increases have pushed monthly mortgage costs up roughly $1,000. Combined with still escalating home prices, the prospect of owning a home is increasingly out of reach for more and more would-be buyers. But if higher interest rates are meant to cool demand and throw water on today's housing market, why are prices still so high? The strength of house prices may come as a surprise given the surge in mortgage interest rates over the past couple months. But note, Case-Shiller takes an average of the home price of homes sold over the previous 3 months, i.e. January to March. And back then, home demand was still strong. So at least they point that out here in the article. While the past 4 months continued to mean double-digit price increases for U.S. housing, Lazara warned we may see prices decelerate in the future, but the question remains when. And real quick, guys, if you're thinking about making a move here to Utah, make sure to reach out to me, call, text, or email me anytime. I love hearing from you guys. If you're moving from out of state, or even if you already live here in Salt Lake or anywhere across Utah, reach out to me. My team and I service the whole entire state, and I'd love to chat with you about your type of home and lifestyle that you're looking to have and see if we can find you something in this crazy market. I think there are still opportunities out there. If you're a buyer in this market, you just have to be a little bit more picky with what you're looking for, but I do think there's still opportunity out there for buyers. So let's continue on here. We're almost at the bottom here. But remember, price growth deceleration does not necessarily mean price drops. Prices could continue to climb, just not at such a dramatic rate, right? So instead of going like this, it's going to go like this. So it's still going up. It's just not going up as much. If inventory remains an issue, with the U.S. housing market's inventory still looking tight, Poynton said outright price drops are unlikely. Bloomberg reported, and he expects yearly price growth to slow to around 9% by the end of the year. Now, this is pretty interesting. They're still expecting home growth over this year of 9%. I think that's pretty crazy given the changes that we've seen. I think everybody else is kind of thinking, oh yeah, you know, maybe prices are going to come down a little bit, but there are still people out there who think prices are going to continue to accelerate and continue to go up. And I think that really depends on like which basket are you in, right? Are you on, or what side of the line are you on? Are you on the line that, hey, prices are going up, or are prices going to come down? And I think everybody's getting a different conclusion of that. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be releasing some videos about my thoughts on this. I'm going to release a couple videos on why the market will crash and why it won't crash. So you want to make sure you subscribe to get that information there. Now, interestingly enough, I think the biggest risk to the housing prices that we have right now is if we get a flood of inventory. Just like the report ended there, it said, hey, with tight inventory numbers, we're not expecting to see these big crashes that happen because the demand is still outpacing what supply there is. So I'm thinking, hey, you know, what if sellers start to get worried? What if they start thinking, hey, this is the top, you know, interest rates are up and, you know, prices are coming down and there's a recession and a war and all this other stuff. And then they flood the market, right? And then that inventory number jumps drastically and buyer demand is still down here. That could be a sign that we're going to see, you know, pretty drastic price decreases the following couple months after that happens. So I think that's actually the biggest risk. I don't think that, you know, these rising interest rates or these other, you know, inflation or anything like that is really going to affect the housing market all that much. I could be wrong, but that's kind of just my own opinion. I think the biggest risk is actually if there's a flood of inventory into the market, either from builders or from investors or from just homeowners, right? You get a lot of homeowners thinking the same thing and it could flood the market. So anyway, those are kind of my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up on the video and share it with a friend or a family member who might also be interested in this type of video. And don't forget to reach out to me. My information's here on the screen again. Call, text, or email anytime. I'd love to chat with you about the type of home and lifestyle you're looking for and help you buy, sell, or invest in real estate here in Utah. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.